Hi, Tim Cant here, and in this video we're going to look at 10 tips to make you a better producer in WavTool, the AI-powered DAW you can use for free in your browser. Let's get to it. Tip 1. Ask for help. You can get help in WavTool instantly thanks to the AI chatbot. Just press Enter to bring up the chatbot, then type a question or request assistance. You can ask general questions like, what is MIDI? WavTool specific questions like, what effects can I use in WavTool? Or you can even ask WavTool to help you directly. If I type, how can I make my beat louder? WavTool will give me a few suggestions, complete with shortcut buttons to action them. These requests don't have to be in the form of a question. You can simply say, give my beat reverb, and WavTool will help you out. Tip 2. Generate audio for inspiration. If you're suffering from writer's block, you can get instant inspiration using WavTool's Generate Audio with AI function. You can ask chatbot to do this, or you can find the function in the Skills menu. Simply type a prompt into the Generate Sample from text box, and WavTool will create a fresh sample for you to use. Not feeling it? Well, you can keep generating samples until you find something that works for you. Once you've got a sample you like, you can drag it into the project. If you'd like to see this feature in action, check out the Making a Hip-Hop Beat with AI in WavTool video linked in the description. Tip 3. Use samples from any source. In WavTool, you're not limited to using sounds that you find in the built-in sample library. You can use any sample from wherever you like. There are many free and paid sample library sources online, covering every conceivable sound you can think of, so the possibilities really are endless. What's more, WavTool features audio warping capabilities, so you can change the tempo and pitch of loops to fit your project. You can find the warp, time stretch and pitch shift controls by clicking an audio clip. You can also load one-shot samples into WavTool's sampler, mono sampler and grid multi-sampler instruments, which means you can make your own drum kits and instruments using whatever sounds you like. To do this, you can use Upload File to select a sound from your hard drive, or click the Pick Clip button to select something that's already in your project. A quick way to make an instrument from an audio clip is to right-click it and select Make Instrument. Alternatively, you could drag samples into the track header and it'll automatically create an instrument. You can drag samples directly from the sample library or the AI audio generator. Tip 4. Learn from your samples. WavTool has the ability to generate MIDI data from audio clips. So, if you like a musical sample, you can generate MIDI from the audio and study it to learn what's going on in the sample musically. To generate MIDI from an audio clip, right-click it and select Convert to MIDI. This is not only a great way to learn about the music theory behind your favourite styles of music, but also a useful tool if you like the musicality of a sample but don't like the sound. By using your choice of instrument to play the MIDI back, you can create a whole new sound. Tip 5. Help the composer. WavTool's Composer can help you by creating MIDI compositions from scratch. Check out the video Making Your First Track with AI in WavTool, linked in the description, to see this in action. The Composer will analyse the existing MIDI clips in your project to assist it making something appropriate. So, if you're using a musical audio sample, you can convert it to MIDI to help the Composer. The MIDI track doesn't even need to be audible in the mix, just having the MIDI there is enough for the Composer to get an idea of what kind of thing it should be generating for you. Tip 6. Remove noise with stem splitting. One of WavTool's most powerful features is the ability to split audio clips into stems. This is great for a variety of reasons. For example, you can split a sample into stems, then convert one of those stems into MIDI. You can then use that MIDI to play back a different instrument or to help the composer. Another use for stem splitting is to remove noise from an audio clip.
Check 1, check 2. This is a noisy voice recording.
Right-click an audio clip and select Split to Vocals, Drums, Bass, Other, and WavTool will do the rest. Then you can, for example, mute all the elements in the clip apart from the vocal and click Done. This will silence everything in the clip aside from the vocal, including unwanted background noise.
Check 1, check 2. This is a noisy voice recording.
Tip 7. Make your own instruments with one-shots. There are plenty of ways to get instrument sounds in WavTool, including the built-in grid multi-sampler presets and wavetable synth. You can also create an instrument patch quickly using any one-shot instrument sample. Simply load it into the mono sampler via any of the methods I mentioned earlier, and you can play it back chromatically up and down the keyboard. If your instrument one-shot isn't in C, you can use the pitch control to transpose it so that it plays back at the correct pitch. Tip 8. Use instrument presets to get polished sound. In WavTool, you can manually set up your own instruments by adding a MIDI track, adding a synth or sampler, hooking it up, then selecting the sound you want in the instrument. Alternatively, you can have WavTool handle things for you using the Add an Instrument button. Here you can select from a wide variety of track presets, and these include both synth and sample-based sounds, often with included effects. So, if you're after great sounds quickly, this is a useful feature. Tip 9. Humanize your sounds. Sometimes you might want everything snapped rigidly to the grid for a super tight sound, but other times you might want a looser, more human feel. To apply natural sounding timing or swing, you can adjust the position of notes without snapping them to the grid by holding Ctrl while you move them. Alternatively, you can have WavTool handle humanization for you with the Humanize clip function. This will give you parameters to control the level of velocity and timing variation, and you can see these changes occur in real time as you adjust these controls. Tip 10. Modulate your sounds with automation. You can adjust parameters over the course of a track with automation. This can be particularly useful for getting a smooth sounding mix, or creatively to make sounds evolve as your track progresses. To use automation, right-click a parameter and select Add Automation Track. This will create an automation curve for the parameter. You can use the Option key in macOS or Alt key in Windows to add breakpoints to the curve, and just like notes, you can hold Control to move them off grid. So there you have it, 10 tips to make your WavTool production experience more effective and enjoyable. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this, please subscribe, and until I see you again, have fun.